Hi, welcome along everyone. So today we're looking at all of you with condensing central heating boilers, and that's quite a lot of us these days because after 2007 it's kind of mandatory to have a condensing boiler. So this is for both combis and normal floor standing wall mounted F&E system boilers.
Alan, you're back in that cupboard again with the boiler. It's very sad.
So the other day, all of you that follow me know that I did a video on boilers and what temperature to set the boiler at. Now I set mine flat out, but I was aptly reminded by one of my subscribers, thank you Apache, you know who you are, who said, you are kind of forgetting that condensing boilers are made that way to try and save you money on your bill, and you're certainly not going to probably do that by running it flat out. So he is right, I had forgotten about this, so I thought actually, yeah, we better bring this to the fore. So I'm going to go through this now, why the condensing boiler's got to be set fairly accurately if you want to save money. Most people know that the normal setting for boilers is usually 70 degrees for heating and 60 for hot water. But as you can see, like on my boiler, there's no numbers, there's no 70 or 60 or anything else, just a dial. I mean, I must admit I've got a eco setting there, an E, which is sort of for mine to be set there, and that should give me the right temperature, what they say. But the thing is, there's lots of variables come in. You could have an underpowered boiler, you could have an overpowered boiler, you could have added radiators, you could put some away, which all means that this temperature gauge, you never quite know where the proper setting is to get the condensing action to work on the boiler. So let's look at the condensing action again first and what it means. Basically, the condensing is using flue heat, condensing down and reusing that to kind of save you money on your heating costs. You're kind of using the flue gas heat, and it comes into a little pot and container and runs away down a condensing pipe. But the action of that is to really improve the performance of your boiler. Now, to do that improvement, the actual boiler pipes, the return pipe that goes round your central heating, you have a flow goes off round the rads, you have a return pipe come back, and that return pipe has to meet an ideal temperature. That temperature is 55 degrees. Now, if it gets 54 or below, it's not working so well at all, and if it goes above 55, 56 max, then you're not getting any benefit from your condensing boiler, hence the saving you thought you were getting, you're not getting. So how can we accurately kind of measure this return temperature? Well, I thought of something very simple, and I'm going to show you it now. This is it. Yes, it's a little strap-on pipe thermometer. You can see where the pipe fits along the back. This little spring fits around the back. What are we going to do? I'm going to attach this to the return pipe on my boiler. Then finally we can see when we get accurately somewhere close to the 55 degrees. I'm not saying this will be dead accurate, but at least you'll get a better idea of where you are on that return temperature, so that your boiler is working to its maximum efficiency. Now this thing costs about £4 or so on Amazon. I'll give you a link on the description if you want one. They're cheap as anything, and I think this could in a way save you a lot of money. So I'm going to strap this to my return now and we'll see it in action. There then we have our thermometer on the return pipe there, strapped on nicely.
How do you know that's the return pipe? There's a lot of pipes in there.
Yes, there is, true. Usually it's the one, if it's got a filling loop attached, it goes into. Also, the flow normally has a gauge on it, a pressure gauge, which it's got up there. And usually as well, if you're really concerned about getting it right, is that there'll be two pipes, obviously the flow and return. If you want to find out which one is which, you could wait till the boiler's cold, turn the heating on, and the one that gets hot first will be the flow pipe. The return will be the cooler one, always is. So you know straight away that that one is the return, as it is on mine. Sometimes they're even written on the top of the boiler underneath there which one is flow, return, etc. And you can see usually two 22mm pipes. There's one other 22mm pipe, this one here, which is the condensing pipe that I was on about earlier in the video, that takes the condensing water away to a drain. Right, so we switch the boiler on. I've set it flat out again, just because I want to get it really going up there, get some heat up there, and we'll see what that little gauge turns to So I have to thank Apache for this little tip really, because I'd forgotten all about it. The whole point of these boilers with the condensing thing is to save you money. So once I get it up to heat, I'm going to see whether this E setting, economy setting for me, is around about right for the temperature to reach the 55, the magic number.
So really what you're doing with this in then is you're going to try different things to see what's the best for our boiler in our house, in our situation with the way our rads are and da-da-da.
Exactly. What we're trying to do here is E might not actually be right for me, because I might have a lot more rads on here, I might be drawing more from the boiler than it's capable of. So actually it might be here somewhere, a bit further round to get the 55 degrees. It may be down a little bit more for all I know, but I do know that's probably the 70 degrees that is recommended by most boiler manufacturers to set heat on, which gives you a rough guide. But to actually get that 55 degrees, to get the maximum saving from the condensing, depending on what you've got, how many radiators you've got, how stretched your system is, or overpowered the boiler may be, this is not entirely accurate. And the only way I can possibly see of trying to get some accuracy is by putting that thermostat on that return pipe.
And seeing what the temperature is when it goes back in the boiler, and seeing if it's actually at the point that Apache said it should be at. If there's anything happening yet.
So we're on our way. I've decided, as it's going to take some time messing around trying to get the temperatures what's right for me, I'll call it a day there, because it's going to be invariably a video for you to mess around with and play with your stat there, getting it right and getting the temperature set right. I'm pretty certain I'm going to need to probably be in about the middle here somewhere, but it's going to need a couple of weeks of running and getting it set exactly where you want it. So it's not something you're going to be able to do straight away. You're going to have to let it go, let it come back, and keep running it over a couple of weeks. So rather than wait for this to get up there now, I'm going to give it a test of time in a couple of weeks, and then I'll get back to you and I'll show you exactly probably where my dial ended up to get that magic 55 degrees. Okay, so it's just a little tip, usual place for all my stuff, you know where to go. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and for subscribing. Bye bye.